the Rockets play.
They do.
But I mean, it's indicative of it makes me think they're not as smart as they think they are. If they can't figure out that this ball needs to go into the post against a smaller player and bang until it gets stopped, until they make Tyson Chandler come on the floor, you have to punish those matchups. And the fact that they haven't is troublesome, dude.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, hasn't LeBron proved that he can win in 100 different ways? I mean, LeBron James is playing out of his mind, I think. He's really playing well.
He's playing well. You know his true shooting percentage is 5% lower than Anthony Davis. It's not close, dude. And Anthony Davis has one more point. I think LeBron has 10 more attempts on the series.
LeBron's doing an awesome job of balancing that, because so many times in playoffs we've seen him in this mode where he has to get the most frustrating term in basketball. He has to get everyone involved.
Yeah.
It's the most frustrating thing in all. If you're spending time trying to get Kentavious Caldwell-Pope involved, Danny Green involved, they shouldn't be involved.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be that difficult to get them involved. You're out there too, bro. KCP, you're allowed to get yourself involved.
Yeah.
That's allowed.
It's in my mind, Anthony Davis is the second best player on the floor. There is no one on the floor who can guard him. There are people on the floor that can stay in front of LeBron James. There's no one on the floor that can guard Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
And he's not touching the ball enough. And that's frustrating to me. And it's indicative of something larger in the NBA. They've abandoned, they've abandoned common sense and they're just shooting three.
All right, let's wrap up on the NBA. And I think Clippers over Nugs is a foregone conclusion at this point. The Clippers are Clippers versus LA. I'm getting so excited about. And so I hope Houston doesn't fuck it up. Denver seems to be playing along. They won't fuck it up for me. LA versus LA is going to be wild.
It is.
In the West, if that happens. Kawhi versus the way LeBron James is playing right now, and stacking Kawhi and Paul George up, who I think the Clippers, we would all agree, have a better top four. But when you're talking Anthony Davis versus Paul George at the number 2, and not mano a mano, but at the number 2 slot, I'm prepared to call LeBron versus Kawhi a wash.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. With that. Paul George versus Anthony Davis is Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis by a billion.
Should be. And then I think 3 and 4, you'd give the edge to the Clippers. So that's, to me, is going to be fascinating. And to see, has a coach ever been alongside LeBron James and not been talked about?
Yeah, this guy's in the shadows.
Frank Vogel
nobody gives a fuck
has done a masterful job of not being controversial.
Yeah.
I don't
know if you would call it masterful. I haven't seen him make an imprint on the series at all either.
That's the key to coaching LeBron James. Yeah. Ask Ty Lue. That's the key. Yes, stay the hell out of it.
Yeah.
And let him get in front of the mic.
That's so depressing.
Let him talk about it because it's his fucking team anyways. Let's be honest, it's his league. And Adam Silver, I know you're a listener. I'm sorry. I still respect you, but it's LeBron's league.
It's LeBron's league.
Been that way for a minute.
You cuck.
Super stoked about Lakers Clips. One more thing on the NBA. Billy Donovan mutually let go by OKC. I don't really have any takes on that. All I know is everything I've heard and read. They stress how amicable this was, and how mutual this was.
Yeah, what it means is they're not sure if they want to rebuild or if they're going to keep this current roster next year. That's what that means.
Same spot that Billy D was in when he got the job.
Yeah.
It immediately went from OKC built for title runs.
Yeah.
Into all of a sudden now you're giving Chris Paul instead of Kevin Durant a year and a half into the job.
Yeah,
that's tough. Billy Donovan's going to get a job, and I don't know how late in the game it would be for him to get a college job, but if he wanted to, man, he could go to a premier program.
He could pretty much go anywhere.
Right.
Outside of 5 teams in the NBA and maybe 10 teams in college basketball.
If you're Florida and their coach has done a decent job, his name is escaping me right now, but Florida's head coach has done a pretty good job right now. It's Mike something. He's done a pretty good job. If you're Florida, throw the house at Billy Donovan and bring him back. I mean, could you imagine him back in the SEC versus
I want to see Billy Donovan in the NBA, but yeah.
You would have John Calipari, Avery Johnson, Bruce Pearl,
who I love.
Bruce Pearl,
so
Billy
awesome.
Donovan, Tom Crean, who's a personality at Georgia. The SEC would have its share of coach. Rick Barnes at Tennessee. I mean, like, that's a pretty good stable of coaches that I think would be better than what they have in football.
I think if you're Billy Donovan, you don't want to go to the SEC and have to deal with Kentucky all the time.
They can certainly throw the money at you.
Yeah.
Especially
can you
recruit
with that guy, though? Can you...
Maybe.
Perry?
Maybe. I don't know if that's something that he would want to get back into. That's probably a demotion.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk quickly about this. Dude, here's my car alarm going off again. It's going to be a staple now in every episode.
This guy.
Shut up, car alarm. All right, car alarm, shut up. UGA is not allowed on the sidelines for University of Georgia games.
Hilarious. Because
of NCAA and SEC rules that only essential personnel be on the sidelines for college football games.
Are they really scared? Is it because of the humans that have to take care of UGA?
That's the play. Like that's what they're saying. And
that makes more sense.
Sonny Seiler and the Seilers, who are in Savannah, based in Savannah, who breed the UGAs and have been doing it forever. They are good with this. Like they're good with not being on the sidelines this year until a vaccine comes out, because they don't want to be, exposed or be like the only people on the sidelines that aren't essential. You don't want to ever be the guy that's only non-essential. Is there any chance that this is an attempt by Georgia to get out of the whole PETA controversy from last year, like while they can, like let it go away for a little bit? They played Texas in the Sugar Bowl 2 years ago. Yeah. And they got housed by Texas. Bevo at halftime, the Longhorn. He fucking lost his mind. Dude, he almost murdered UGA. Like a lot of people were giving UGA decent odds, like plus 500 there. I'd take that. But it almost happened, and then I was still at the Savannah Morning News at the time. I called PETA and then called the Stylers and talked to them too. And I mean, it is crazy how passionate people are about that issue. Like I couldn't care as a college football fan, and as a person that grew up as a Georgia Bulldog fan. I don't care. It doesn't make sense fully. It's not like they think it's inhumane. Like it's not like they think it's fucked up for him to be on the sideline, because he's air conditioned in there and he's got plenty of water. I think it's almost like they think it's like he doesn't have dignity. PETA? Or something. Yeah. They don't want animals paraded around. Like, I get that. Whatever, man. College football is going to be here this Saturday, bro. You think UGA gives a shit? I can't wait. College football this Saturday. ACC kicks off. Teams like Georgia Southern kicking off. Georgia Southern hosts Campbell University Saturday in Paulson Stadium. I can't believe they're playing college football. It's what? It's fucking nuts. When the Chiefs and the Texans play tonight, Thursday night, when that ball kicks off, like, then it'll be real for me. Yeah. You know what I mean? Maybe when it drops below 90 degrees outside, it'll also start feeling real. Yeah. But football's here. U.S. Open next week in golf. High school football. Shout out WSAV Game of the Week Friday night. If you're listening to this on Friday, tune in tonight. Big high school football guy. Yeah. Well, dude, I'm on the TV. Most people, to get my thoughts, have to read. True. So now you won't have to read. You can see my beautiful mug on WSAV. You can see our beautiful mug on YouTube as well. I'll be at your alma mater, actually. I'll be at Calvary. Hell yeah. For Bullock Academy. So check that out. 7:30 on Friday night. What else you got, dude? Anything else? I think I'm good, man. Braves scored 1 billion runs. Oh, they did. We almost forgot about that. Well, like, I don't think we need to go in depth in it, but Adam Duvall, 9 RBIs. Braves score 29 runs on Wednesday night, which hasn't happened in 100 years. Dude, I was locked in. Baseball can never make me turn away from basketball, and I was literally just watching. It was happening at the same time as the Celtics Raps too. The first part, and then it bled over into Lakers. Right, not Lakers. It was Clippers. And but they were at a measly 15, 16, 17 runs like that. Yeah, you see that a few times a year. Once it got to that, I was like, holy shit, are they about to break a record? It was close. Dude, I was on 30 Watch, and I was just thinking like corn dogs, Jackie. Did you know dogs for all these people if they get to 30 runs? Did you know the record was 36? No, not until that. Yeah. I saw that during the game. The MLB record. Yeah. Yeah. The Chicago Cubs in the 80s or 70s. 70s, yeah. 70s. But Braves franchise record was Atlanta Braves. Braves franchise record. Since I think it has they scored 29, I believe. Yeah, was the number in the 50s in 1956. Crazy, crazy. Ozzy Albies back, Max Fried back, September 16th. Cole Hamels back next week. Let's go, dude. Hopefully we get to see what this team looks like before the playoffs for a week. They better have Hamels back. Anything else? Good, man. All right, please go to YouTube, type in the Hot Grits Podcast.
Hit that little bell, subscribe,
please. Screenshot it, tweet it at us at Podcast Grits, and we'll do something crazy for you. Thank you to producer Ray and Independent Lasagna Productions. OG name there.
Yeah.
And follow me on Twitter at Jadon Sports.
Follow me at Spencer Maddox _.
Underscore at the back
underscore.
end. Yeah. Another veteran move.
Yeah.
And then email the pod at hotgritspod@gmail.com. Until next week, thank you guys for listening to Season 2, Episode 6, or Episode 26 of the Hot Grits Podcast. Stay safe and wash your hands, you filthy animals.
Peace.